But one of the criticisms I have heard of other people who are big Meek fans that they didn't feel like there was like any growth. And I guess with everything he's been involved with the prison reform and most of the rappings about sex and just pretty much the same thing, like no growth or whatever. Like, what are your thoughts about that?
I mean, it just, you know, this is one. Okay, since we're on this, let me go ahead and address this. Fans have to stop with these narratives about, oh, artists aren't doing this and artists aren't doing that. Like, and I'm guilty of it myself because when CLB came out, that was one of my biggest criticisms of CLB. But at the same time, CLB sounds just like almost every Drake album that we've heard before now, and nobody's had a problem with it before now. So it's like, I feel like we just kind of have to, eh, when artists give us certain projects, every project ain't meant to be To Pimp a Butterfly. Just like
Mm,
every project ain't meant to be, So Far Gone or 2014 Forest Hills Drive. So,
mm,
certain offerings are what they are. And
mm,
then, when when they want to give us a 444 or a King's Disease too, then we'll take it.
mm.
But we can't expect that from everybody too. So,
Let me ask
but
you a question. Let me
yeah,
ask you a
go
question.
ahead.
When I was giving the comparison, I was talking about the actors and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um, Now I do feel like Tom Hanks is like one of our special ones, as far as actors of our day. Leo too, but what Tom Hanks pulled off in Castaway,
Mm-hmm.
there may be other great actors, but can you act in a movie where pretty much a volleyball is your co-star and make it believable for people, And I think from acting standpoint, us going to a movie, if you were, going to compare movies and albums, like I don't want to see the, now granted, if you're doing like a sequel or whatever, that's fine. But I want you as an actor to be able to diversify yourself and not get stuck in the same roles all the time. Like I give you another example. I love Wesley Snipes. Like he is like someone I really, looked up to growing up or whatever. And he can hold his own. Like he can really act. Like theater
Mm-hmm.
trained. He's a really good actor. But there was a period where he got stuck in this like ex-CIA agent type role and just kept doing those type of movies or whatever. And I love Wesley, but I wanted him to do something else. Like go what I mean, he had one movie I can't think of the name of. He played like a paraplegic. Like the guy can act, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So my point is like actors, sometimes take on certain scripts because it challenges them or they believe in the story. And artists, I do like risk taking a little bit from an artist, like because your fan base sometimes they're growing older, so maybe
Agreed.
you're not rapping to the 13 or 15-year olds, and they probably got somebody else that they're looking up to. And I just think maybe what maybe some of the fans were saying who like him or whatever, I guess they just thought something different would come and not necessarily more of the same thing.
Okay, but here, okay, well, two things. You said the Tom Cruise thing about
Mm.
was it Tom Cruise you were
Oh,
talking about or
Hanks,
Tom?
Tom Hanks, the
Tom Hanks, thank
yeah,
you. Castaway,
Castaway,
thank
right?
you. Okay, well, Will Smith did it in I Am Legend.
Right.
So for the majority of that movie, what I'm saying, it was him and a dog. So
Right.
you know, so there's other people who can do similar things as far as that whole narrative goes. But to the point of what you were saying, um, well, let's take Eminem for instance.
Mm.
Eminem tried to do a a grown or
Mm.
an album that showed his growth, and
Right.
people trashed it, and he came right back with Kamikaze, and
Mm.
people loved it. So like, you know, it it depends on what you're in it for, what you're trying to do, what your goal is.
Right.
There's very few artists that I think can just put out whatever and the fans just accept it,
Mm.
for what it is. So
Right.
I don't know. Overall, I just think I definitely agree that growth and all of those things are important, but at the same time, a lot of these cats are just trying to make money, and if
Mhm.
it goes back to what I was saying earlier about people, having kind of like a formula with how they do things, and if
Mhm.
it's not broke, then why fix it?
Mhm.
So
Right. Yeah, I mean, even Nas when he did Streets Disciple, I mean,
hmm
that's like coming off of Godson, where he had a lot of major look or whatever. And I guess he wanted to kind of like dial it back, like not even like make something that's so like mainstream, and kind of took it back to the streets or whatever. I love that album. I mean, I love Streets Disciple, but it was definitely different, from Stillmatic and God's Son or whatever. So I guess it just depends on you as like an artist or whatever. I mean, because you may have certain, okay, I give you an example. Like Al Pacino is a hell of an actor, but there's times he don't even want to do films. He just go do like stage theater or whatever because he loves acting. And Anthony Hopkins, me and my dad used to joke about him, like, man, his art is so dark. Like all his movies, for the most part, just real dark. But that's what he enjoys. You know what I'm saying? So, um, it's just I don't know, man. I guess it's just up to the artist what they want to do and what they want to be. But I'm using Nas as an example. He shows that if you want to take that direction and just do whatever you want to do, then just do it. Because maybe if M would have got a better response on Revival, would he just kind of
kept doing it.
yeah,
I
maybe
mean,
kept doing it, or just say, hey, the hell with what y'all think. I'm making it because it makes me feel good or whatever. I guess it just depends what type of person you are.
at the end of the day, like it's art, it's creativity, it's expression.
Right.
Nobody was walking up to Picasso and asking him, hey, why'd you paint that way? So like,
Right.
we just have to accept art for what it is. And
Yeah.
some art, just like you said about Meek, you said you didn't feel like a lot of his music was meant for you. Some artists is not meant for us, you know what
Right.
I'm saying?
Right.
Or some art and some artists are not meant for us,
Yeah.
they're meant to to uh to reach other people and to
Facts.
resonate with other people. So
Facts.
that's what it's about. We just gotta accept what people give us and appreciate it for what it is.
Yeah.